Hello students. Till now we have discussed types of errors and different type of errors, random errors, systematic errors, least count errors that we all have discussed, and types of errors under the topic we have discussed the absolute errors, relative errors and percentage errors also. Now the physical quantities, whenever we are taking the measurement of any physical quantity, it may contain errors. Now you see, if you have taken the length of any physical quantity and if you want to find out the area, you will multiply two lengths. If you want to find out the perimeter, you will add two lengths. So if you are going to do the calculations like addition, difference, multiplication, division or even exponent, then how these errors are going to propagate in the calculations and final result, what type of error and how much error would be there after the calculations in the result. So in today's lecture, we are going to see how these errors will propagate in our calculations. So our topic is the propagation of errors. So under propagation of errors, we will discuss how these errors will propagate when you are adding two physical quantities having the errors, when you are subtracting, when you are multiplying, dividing, or even taking the exponent of any physical quantity having the errors. So let us start. So we are going to discuss the combination of errors. In an experiment involving several measurements, the errors in all the measurements get combined. Example: density is the ratio of the mass to the volume of the substance. If there are errors in the measurement of mass and of the sizes or dimensions, then there will be error in the density of the substance. Errors of sum. So here we are going to discuss the errors in the sum. So we will discuss how the errors are going to propagate when you are adding two physical quantities having the errors. Suppose two physical quantities A and B have measured values A plus minus delta A, B plus minus delta B respectively, where delta A and delta B are the absolute errors. So here you see this delta A is the absolute error in the measurement of A, and delta B is the absolute error in the measurement of B. Now let us consider, if you are going to add A and B, Z is the sum of the two physical quantities A and B. So A plus B means when you are adding A plus B along with their absolute errors, this is the absolute errors. You see, if we are taking the measurement along with the errors, then obviously there would be some error in the sum of these two numbers. So delta Z is the error in the summation of the two numbers. So you see, right hand side of this physical quantity can be written as A plus B plus minus, I am taking common, delta A plus delta B. So A plus B is the value of Z, that is the sum of the two physical quantities. So you see, plus minus delta A plus delta B is also included here. So delta Z is what? If you will compare these two sides of the physical quantity, so delta Z, the error which is going to get introduced in the sum of the two numbers, is equal to plus minus delta A plus delta B, means the absolute errors of the two physical quantities to be added would get added and give you the absolute error in the sum. So delta Z is plus A delta plus delta A plus delta B. So when two quantities are added, the absolute error in the final sum or final result is the sum of the individual absolute errors. So whenever you want to write, if you are taking the summation of the two lengths, you want to see what would be the absolute error in the sum. Just take the sum of the two absolute errors and you will get the absolute error which is introduced in the sum. Now we are going to see how these errors are going to propagate in difference. We are going to take the difference of the two physical quantities having the error. So same two physical quantities we are going to consider, A plus minus delta A, B plus minus delta B, where delta A and delta B are their absolute errors. So Z, another quantity we are taking, which is a difference of these two physical quantities. So along with the errors we are going to consider these two physical quantities, so some error would get introduced in Z also. So we can write the result like this: Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A minus B plus minus delta B. And this can be written as, you see minus sign is there, so you can write A minus B plus minus delta A minus plus delta B. Now you can see this minus plus or plus minus, they are the same thing, like we are going to use the same two signs. So this minus plus can also be written as plus minus, they are same. So plus minus and minus plus, they are same. So what we are going to write here, Z, which is A minus B plus minus delta A plus delta B. So plus minus delta Z is what? That is again plus minus delta A plus delta B. So we can write here, in case of difference also, the absolute errors in difference will get added. So if we are taking the difference of the two lengths, then we will take the sum of the absolute errors in difference also. This doesn't mean that we are going to take the difference of the absolute errors if you want to see the propagation of the errors. No doubt you will subtract the two lengths or two physical quantities, but how the error is going to get propagated, you will take the sum of the two errors. So when two physical quantities are subtracted, the absolute error in the final result is sum of the individual errors. Rule: when two quantities are added or subtracted, the absolute errors in the final result is sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities. So whether you're going to add or subtract two numbers, for example, if I say my A is so I'm taking here two physical quantities. A is, for example, it is 1 plus minus 0.1, and B is 2 plus minus 0.2, and you want to write A plus B. So A plus B, what you will do here, A plus B will be simply, you see absolute accurate value they're going to get added here, that is 3, and you see absolute values, they are 0.1 and 0.2, they are going to get added. So result would be 3 plus minus 0, 3. Now if I want to write B minus A, so how will you write B minus A? In case of B minus A, you will subtract the actual values, 2 minus 1, that is 1. But when you are writing the sum of the absolute errors in case of difference also, they would get added. So here the result would be 1 plus minus 0.3. So in case of addition as well as subtraction, the absolute errors, they will get added, and the actual values, they will be having the operation which you are doing on that. Means if you are subtracting the actual values, they would get subtracted. If you are adding the actual values, they would get added. Now errors of the products. If you are taking the product of the two numbers, suppose the two physical quantities A and B have the measured values A plus minus delta A, B plus minus delta B respectively, where delta A and delta B are the absolute errors. Now we are going to take the product of the two numbers. Z is A cross B. Now if you will take the errors, then Z plus minus delta Z is A plus minus delta A, B plus minus delta B. So see how we are going to open these brackets. So A would get multiplied with B, AB, A delta B, delta A, B, and delta A, delta B. Now you see the errors are very small as compared to the actual numbers. So if these small numbers, they are going to get added, then how we are going to, now these two small numbers, when these two very small numbers are going to get multiplied, their result would be very small. So here we are going to apply one approximation. We are going to neglect this delta A, delta B. We will neglect it because the product of two smaller number is even smaller, so we can neglect that. So here what we are going to do, dividing left hand side by Z and right hand side by AB, because Z is equal to AB. So this side you are going to divide with Z and this side you are going to divide with AB. So when you are going to divide it with Z, so you can see here this would become 1 plus minus delta Z over Z, and here this side you are going to divide with AB. So AB, when you are going to divide it with AB, you can see the result would be 1 plus minus delta B over B, because A would get cancelled with A, plus minus delta A over A, plus minus delta A, delta B over AB. So 1 would get cancelled both sides, so you can get cancelled this 1 both sides. So delta Z over Z is equal to delta B over B plus delta A over A. Here delta A, delta B over AB is very small and hence it is negligible. So what we are going to get here, delta Z over Z is equal to delta A over A plus delta B over B. And what are these? These are not absolute errors. These are the relative errors. So here the rule is not about the absolute error. Here the rule is about the relative errors. So what we can write here, when two quantities are multiplied, their relative error in the final result is the sum of the relative error of the individual quantities. So as we have done in case of addition and subtraction, absolute errors were get added, but now these are the relative errors of the two physical quantities which will get added to give you the relative error in the result of the multiplication of the two numbers. Quotient or division. Again we are taking the two same numbers and let us consider the Z is the quotient of the two numbers A over B, and we are taking the errors also. So here Z plus minus delta Z, A plus minus delta A, and you see here from here we are taking B common from here. So Z plus minus delta Z, A plus minus delta A over B, and 1 plus minus delta B over B, as it is going here, so its power is becoming minus 1. Now you can see it's Z plus minus delta Z, A over B plus delta A over B plus 1 minus plus delta B over B. So here what we have done, used the binomial approximation, as we know that if I am having this type of number 1 plus x raised to power n, and you see if x is very small, and in that case generally in physics what we people do, we are using this approximation. So this power is coming here only, and you are getting the binomial theorem applied. And you see if x is very, otherwise if you will be doing in binomial theorem in your mathematics, you will get higher terms, x square, x cube terms you will get. But as first thing I have said here that x is very small, so x square would be still smaller, x cube would be smaller, and you see higher terms we are going to neglect. So in physics you see whenever we are applying binomial theorem, we are doing just, so in physics whenever we are applying binomial theorem, you have to simply bring this n here, and we will write applying binomial theorem and neglecting higher terms. So we will get this thing, so 1 plus nx. So in this way we can apply binomial theorem in physics. So here minus 1 is coming here, and this term will become minus plus, and we know that plus minus minus plus, they are same. So z plus delta z is equal to a over b plus minus a over b into delta b over b plus minus delta a over b plus minus delta a over b into delta b. So you see all the terms, as you know how we can open the bracket and how we can multiply these brackets. So simple multiplication is done here. Now again dividing left hand side with z and right hand side with z. Z is a over b. So here we are going to divide right hand side with a over b. So what we are going to get, you see a over b will get cancelled on both sides. So you can see here a over b is here. You can take common from here, and a over b can be taken common from everywhere, and you will get the result delta z over z plus minus delta. You see, if this side you're going to add you're going to divide with z, what you will get 1 plus minus delta z over z, and other side you will get a over b. So plus minus delta a over b into a over b is already there here, you will get 1 plus minus delta b over b plus minus this is you see delta a over b, and a over b would be there, so b would get cancelled and a would remain here, and again delta a delta b, because this term is going to be very very small, so this term we will neglect. So delta a delta b term will be neglected. So we have this delta z over z is equal to plus minus delta b over b plus minus delta a over a, or so same thing we have already explained. So delta z over z is equal to delta a over a plus delta b over b. So again the rule is same. So when two quantities are divided, the relative error in the final result is the sum of the relative errors of the individual quantities. So in both you can see result in both multiplication and in division, they are same. So in multiplication and in division, what you have to do, you will multiply or divide the actual numbers, and whenever you want to write the relative error in the result, what you will do, you will find out the relative errors in both of the physical quantities, you will add both of the relative errors, and that would be the relative error in the result. And using the formula you can convert that relative error into absolute error as per the requirement of the question. So you can do it. Next is errors of an exponent powered. You are taking the power of the physical quantity. Now let us consider z is equal to a raised to power p, where p is a constant and a is a physical measurable quantity having some error. So you have written a p times. So z plus minus delta z is a plus minus delta a plus minus delta a, p times you are going to write it. And you see, when you're doing multiplication, what you people have to do, the relative error in the result would be equal to the relative errors. You will take the sum of the relative errors of all physical quantities. So delta a over a, delta a over a, delta a over a, p times you're going to consider, or simply you can write it like p times delta a over a. So this is the way how you can write that if p is negative, p is taken, delta mod of p is taken, because errors due to multiple quantities get added up. So if the power is p or minus p, you will get the same result. Delta z over z is equal to p times delta a over a. So in this way you can find out the propagation of the errors in all the calculations, whether you're doing the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division or exponent. So you have the rules, you can find out the this errors in the final results after the calculations using all these rules. So rule in this is what? The relative error in physical quantity raised to the power p is p times the relative error in the individual physical quantity. So all these rules would be very helpful in solving all the questions, in solving what error is getting introduced in the final result when we are doing the calculations with the physical quantities having the errors. So this is all for this lecture. Thank you so much.